My name's Chip Worthington. It's ChipWorthington. Can you say and spell your name?
Do what?
Say and spell your name.
I can say it. I'm Stu Stewart. I'm not sure how you spell it. S-T-U Stewart. No, it's S-T-U-A-R-T. It's the French spelling. Sorry.
Jim Farrell, F-A-R-R-E-L-L.
Mick Jagger, M-I-C. Oh, I'm sorry. Steve Crawford, S-T-E-V-E-C-R-A-W-F-O-R-D.
I guess we'll start right there with you. Kind of talk about what you guys heard about Buffalo Commons.
We kind of heard about it actually through a referral. A gentleman named Jay Austin, who used to live here and I believe was involved in radio here, lives in Montrose and is general manager. Montrose, Colorado, right? Is a general manager there for a station in Montrose, Colorado, and we, as a band, have played in Montrose and Uray area the last several years, and we've gotten to know, Jay and his people there, and we've done interviews, and we've used his stations to promote our shows there. And I understand from Dale Doolin, who contacted me and us, that Jay recommended us to him as a musical act for the Buffalo Commons. So that's kind of the connection we have through it.
Kind of tell about maybe your history here recently. I know you guys talked about your trip to China.
China was in 2006. A couple of years before that, Boeing in Wichita had a Chinese delegation looking at tankers for their Air Force, their prototypes and things like that, and Boeing brought them over, this Chinese delegation, to the place where we were working at a chuck wagon at that time performing. And we didn't know who they were. This gentleman, the head of the entourage, was the fellow in charge of national relations for China. And we didn't know, they were all dressed alike in white shirts, business shirts, and trousers. And we just kind of glad-handed him. We patted him on the back, and we're tactile and friendly, and we didn't know his status, But he just loved it because he had been treated with kid gloves up until that time. And after that, after the performance, through a translator, he approached us about coming to China. We thought he was being polite. We'd never see him again. Sure enough, he got back to Beijing, called our State Department. They called us and said, they really want you to tour, except not now, because that's about when Taiwan was busting out. They didn't know whether they were going to roll tanks in there or not. So he said, just drag your feet, and because we can't guarantee your safety because we don't know what's going to happen. So sure enough, through all the red tape, 2 years later in 2006, we went over there and toured about 3 or 4 towns and some of the bigger cities. And we stopped off in San Francisco as the first show because that's where their biggest embassy still is. Had other embassies there too. And then we went on to Beijing and Xi'an and Shanghai. Then it was a very limited tour, but it was the first time that the American cowboy music had been introduced to China. And they tell us through people that we know over there that now they're having cowboy festivals over there because of our visit. And also there's so much more to tell. I'll let some other folks tell about. But it was like red carpet all the way. They had 737s and limousines and buses waiting for us, and it was just really. We were able to eat in Beijing, where all the party officials and all the muckety-muck eat, and it was a very highly secured place, and they had stuff on the tray. It was kind of like a lazy Susan. They kept filling it up with things we'd never seen before. All kinds of seafood and stuff that was just totally foreign to us. But we sampled a lot of stuff. It was a big time. And across the table from us was the number 2 guy in the Communist Party, folks like that, and they just wanted to know about infrastructure and things like that, and just how to serve the people. They were asking a lot of questions how we had dealt with stuff over there. They're dealing with a water shortage, much like Mexico City is, and they just asked us some just. It wasn't political or anything, just down-to-earth stuff, and it was just really, really good time.
Here in McCook, we like this festival, this whole session. We like McCook really well. We've always had a good time in Nebraska in general, but this is our first time here, and we hope we can come back. It's really nice. We always like to see a community that works together and takes care of the cultural end of things. This is a very agricultural area, and that's a wonderful thing. That takes care of itself. But the arts and this storytelling thing is just magnificent, and we've enjoyed it so much. And this lady right here has just blown us away. And meeting guys like RP, and it's just wonderful for us. And it expands our horizons. It makes us feel good, and we realize what a bunch of bums we are. So.
Okay. Last question for you is, I'm only bringing this up because they brought it up last night. He mentioned the age difference, and I thought I'd let you talk about that one.
Well, like most children, I started young. I was very fortunate to get hooked up with these fine musicians. Friend of a family member tuned me into the fact that they were looking for a bass player, and I had been fortunate enough to have picked the bass back up after several years of not touching it, and had been playing and practicing. And I had been going through doing my studies in music education at the local university in Wichita, and been primarily singing up to that point. And then time and circumstance as it would have it, I was able to hook up with these guys and get the crash course on the fantastic cowboy music that we do, and really opened up a whole new genre for me. This is not my personal background in the Western tradition and the cowboy tradition, and it's been so much fun to be able to experience the genre through the eyes and ears, and also the experiences of these guys who have done so much with it so up to this point, and it's been a blast for me to be a part of it.
You think we're handsome?
Well, I think they're all very handsome and well-appointed fellows who smell of lilacs and lavender, and what's that? Yeah, that's exactly who I want to be when I grow up. I'm drinking milk and I'm saying my prayers, and one day.